Hi, it's Brooke Cameron, and today I'll be reviewing dependent and independent variables with you. I would suggest grabbing a piece of paper to write down your answers as we go along because I have a couple questions throughout. And I find this is a good way to be accountable to myself. And my challenge to you is to write as much as you can about each question that I ask to really test your knowledge and see how much you know. Okay, let's get started. First things first, what is a variable? So go ahead and write down your definition. Just a quick one. Okay, in class we learned that a variable is simply something that varies or changes. So how did you do? So these variables can represent either people or objects, which are then manipulated, controlled, or simply measured. And of course, we're referencing variables in research. And a quick review, which type of variable is usually just measured with no other manipulation or alterations? Go ahead and write down your answer and we'll check it later. Next is what is a dependent variable? So go ahead and write down all the information you can about this. And here's the answer to the review question. Were you right? In research, the dependent variable are those which are not changed by the researcher and show the outcome of interest. These vary at an unknown rate and are often thought of as the effect because they show the outcome. You know the drill. Go ahead and write down as much as you can about an independent variable now. In contrast to dependent variables, this type of variable is controlled or manipulated by the researchers intentionally. There's typically more than one independent variable, and they can vary at a known rate as they're the ones being manipulated. These are often referred to as the cause and a cause-effect relationship. Another definition that I liked while I was researching the topic is from the text, which says, an independent variable is the variable that is used to separate groups in a randomized clinical trial. I really like that definition as a different way of thinking about it. Okay, now for some practice. I'm going to read you this question and let you determine what the independent and dependent variables are. So, do patients with ACL tears who practice their exercises at home and at therapy improve faster than those who only practice at therapy? So, the dependent variable is the one that is not changed or manipulated, and the independent variable is the one which is influenced. So, in this instance, the rate of improvement is the dependent variable, and the amount of exercise done by the patient is the independent variable. Okay, another practice. Same thing, except this time you're given the variables and you just have to label which is which. So, does drinking coffee before therapy improve participation in therapy in adults? I know what my answer would be. Yes, please. So, is drinking coffee the independent or dependent variable? Good job. It's the independent variable, and the quality of participation is the dependent variable, which is what we're looking for, the outcome effect. Okay, and whenever you're graphing independent and dependent variables, the independent variable, or the cause, is placed on the x-axis, and the dependent variable, or the effect, is placed on the y-axis. Finally, in summary, here's a simplified version of everything we just discussed, minus graphs. I really like this picture, and it's just in my brain to help piece it all together and remember it. So the independent variable is the variable the investigator manipulates, or the researcher, which then affects the dependent variable, which is the participant's response, which then depends on the manipulation. So the cause and effect relationship can be seen really nicely there. I just think it's a good picture. But if that doesn't work, here's another trick. So independent starts with I and influenced also starts with I, so independent, influenced is a pretty good way to remember that. And if that doesn't work, D for dependent, and then you'll have to pardon my grammar here, but D for don't change. So you don't change the dependent, and the independent is influenced by the researchers. So hopefully one of those tricks will work for you. Thank you guys for listening. Good luck on finals, everybody.